This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1075, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Oh, it's a nice round number. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author, speaker, podcaster, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What up, dog?
The last two episodes, you have heard Derek's singles, and we have now run out of singles. So you're going to have to wait in anticipation for more to drop as he builds up to his July 28th release of his upcoming album. But
Cameron, I'll text you the songs. He sent them to me. He said I couldn't share them with anybody, but I'll send them to you.
I went ahead and posted them. I posted them over on Instagram, and I put a Dropbox link if anyone wants to check it out. Kind of put it locally in their car or something.
You
know, it's fine.
But just keep it between us, guys. Just keep it between us.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I accidentally threw them on Spotify to share with you guys, and I made it public. Crap. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to send you a link.
Cameron,
right.
sir.
I don't have the files. You don't trust me with the files, and that is for good reason. I'd be way too excited and sending them privately, texting them to friends. So you are a smart man.
Don't send this. Don't share this with anybody. Here.
SoundCloud's private, right? We don't got to worry about that. That's just between us girls. Okay.
I do think it's funny that Derek was playing it in the SUV, and then he was playing it back at the house over these speakers, and then we took it to the pontoon boat. And after the pontoon boat, and he experienced his own music in the pontoon speakers, he was like, yeah, I'm going to adjust the mix on a couple of these songs, because like validly, you got to hear it like every way anybody's going to be listening. And it's like, I got to dial that down a little bit.
And there's one song in particular that I know is going to be big in the pontoon community. It's just a great pontoon cruising song, so let's mix that.
Really, I love that he's dialing in the album for the pontoon community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I want to make sure that
everybody gets love. Hey, look, I might get me a pontoon boat. I might just do it just for me. You know what I'm saying? That pontoon boat was fun.
I think you need a pontoon studio. Just float and record all day.
That's actually not a bad idea, dog.
That's
I ain't gonna
great
hold you.
idea.
Hey, he could set up a big music rig on his pontoon boat, and he could just go out and like play his album for people who are out enjoying the lake.
Yeah.
He could do like
There's all kinds of potential.
Water concerts.
No.
Oh.
A little viral.
I don't see any problems with this. I don't see any way this could go bad. A water concert.
Hey, everybody, get on your pontoon boat. Meet me out here on Person Priest Lake.
Let me just check up on the pontoon message board I follow to see if this is already happening anywhere. Just give me 1 sec. Now, I'm kind of an outsider looking in. I always want to be a pontoon guy, but I'm heavily involved in the online community, which is, they have their own pontoon dark web out there. You guys, it's very active community. So
apparently, there's a whole music scene of people who mix their songs just for pontoons. Derek can now join that community.
Absolutely, I've been looking for this my whole life.
They have a name for it. It's called pontoons. Is what the community is called. Pontoons. It's a whole genre.
I got it.
Pontoons.
I love it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's songs for the.
That's really good.
It's like
crazy.
yacht rock for it's like yacht rock for pontooners, which is
Pontoons.
a little bit more
love
redneck. It's fine though. It's fine.
It is a little bit more redneck. Yacht rock is sophisticated. You have linen shirts blowing in the wind. Yeah, pontoons. Who's the scene for pontoons?
You're lucky to get any shirts.
I was gonna say no shirts.
There's definitely koozies involved. There's koozies involved.
A lot of koozies. A lot of koozies.
Community. Yeah.
A lot of American flags appropriated into various items of clothing. That's big in the pontoon community.
Yep.
That's kind of the vibe they're going for.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad Derek is opening up his new album for everyone, including the pontoon community. It's great. We have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to author and pastor Mark Batterson. Did I lose y'all? All y'all went black on my screen. Says to me. Okay, my bad. Coming up later.
It was like the rapture happened right before your eyes.
For real. Like literally all I see is me and Jason. All three of you are just black.
Hey man.
Now we know.
The Archangels, it's like, did they just make a pontoon joke? Get them out. Bring them up. We're done. We're done. Humanity, this is it. Apocalypse.
That's the peak.
Apocalypse. Begin now. Begin now.
Peak humor.
Open up that first seal of judgment. They made a pontoon joke. Sound the trumpet.
So y'all all see each other? Because I still only see Jason. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Me and Jason have been left behind. I don't know what secret sins you have, but I know why I've been left behind.
It's lit.
Oh, wow.
Relevant podcast is lit.
Oh, man, that's funny. Mark Batterson, one of our favorite authors and speakers, pastor in D.C. He's joining us later. Don't miss that. We also have a game at the end. This is Father's Day week, so we have a game called You Are the Father. You don't want to miss that. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices. Like, it'll be ghost slices because it's just black boxes speaking slices to us right now. So here we go.
Sure.
They're up in heaven, bringing us heavenly slices next. Stay tuned.
I'm only gonna treat you down. I'm probably gonna let you down. I'm probably gonna sleep around. So sorry in advance. Before you take off your pants, I wouldn't let me knew your friends. I wouldn't let me knew your love. But don't blame me, baby. Blame my ex, blame my ex, blame my ex. Don't blame me, baby. Blame my ex, blame my ex, blame my ex. That's why I won't get vulnerable. Don't you dare get
You're listening to The Beaches. The song is Blame Brett. I blame him for everything. You should too, according to The Beaches. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right, I've been very excited to discuss this story, and I hesitate even bringing this topic up because I know I've returned to this well several times. But this is a big week in the world of UAP news. Now, if you guys follow this phenomena, now government officials are not calling what traditionally has been kind of referred to as UFOs. They're calling them UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. The reason this was a big week in this world was for two reasons. First off, there's a major kind of commission of Pentagon officials that, at the behest of Congress, discuss some of what they've observed. And one of the interesting things is they were very coy, which a lot of government officials are when it comes to this topic, but they did concede that all over the world, they're observing these seemingly metallic orbs that are floating around that are moving in ways that they can't really explain. But they're finding them all over the world. So this was Pentagon officials in front of Congress conceding that we will at least concede that we're seeing these orbs fly around all over the world, and we have no idea what they are or how they're doing what they're doing. That came right before a former combat officer in Afghanistan who served in the National Reconnaissance Office as a representative to Congress's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, came forward as a whistleblower. Now, the reason he did it now is because there was recent legislation that said if you come forward with information about the UAP phenomena, this is because of legislation passed by two lawmakers, including Marco Rubio of Florida, that said, listen, if you come forward with this information, you'll be released from any legal consequences, NDAs, or even if it's classified. If you come public with this, you are released from any legal ramifications that you may have faced prior to that. So after that was kind of announced by Congress, this individual whose name is David Grush came forward, and he's done a couple interviews now. But essentially, he said that, and the reason this is significant too, I want to add, is he did this under oath. And so when you testify before Congress or before in Washington under oath, that's at the threat of perjury. So if he's lying, he's literally putting this isn't someone where his reputation's on the line. He could actually go to prison for this if he's found to be lying. He said that he has knowledge that U.S. officials are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft, if you will, made of non-human exotic origin. And they said that these have either landed or crashed. He also suggested that they have the body of whatever's piloting some of these vehicles. Now, again, this is unverified, so there's no. He didn't present direct evidence of this, but he did testify under oath that he has direct knowledge of this ongoing program. And again, this comes on the heels of Pentagon officials at least conceding that they're very concerned about these metal orbs that are floating around the globe. They've also released video that's confirmed to be authentic by the U.S. government, what they call the Mosul orb. Now, this was captured on film and photograph during the war in Iraq by a drone that was flying over the city of Mosul during a combat operation. They happened to capture a picture of one of these floating orbs, the camera on the drone. So that kind of prompted the Pentagon to say, hey, we see these all over the place. We have no idea what they are. To me, I'm very fascinated in this topic. I have a lot of personal theories on it. But
fallen angels. Fallen angels? Is that your theory?
Oh, wow.
I mean, I have. You want to hear my rundown of theories in order of probability?
Yeah.
Highest probable.
Okay, so highest probable, in my opinion, and again, I could be totally wrong. I think these are advanced terrestrial technology, and all of these leaks and people like Lou Elizondo, who's a former Pentagon official who worked for a secret program that's saying it's extraterrestrial. I think there's some likelihood that that's like what they call a psyop, like a psychological operation meant to preserve critical national secrets by the intelligence community. I think that's pretty highly probable. The other ones,
to be clear, you said psyop, not cyclop. Just to be clear,
correct.
You don't
Cyclops
think that
is my
these
number
orbs
two.
are the eyeball of an army
That's
of
my number two theory.
Cyclops? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
That's theory number two. No, number two, I think maybe equal. I'm starting to think they're, based on a lot of these testimonies, it could be some sort of extraterrestrial race. I was never sort of in that camp, but a lot of the stuff that's coming out, I think we at least need to be open to that possibility, if not probability. Third, as obviously as a Christian, someone who believes the Bible, I do think, I don't necessarily think there's the same distinction between the natural and supernatural that some Christians do, like this kind of hard line. I think we, as the Bible said, see through a glass dimly. Most of the universe is outside of our perception. It's made of dark matter. We can see there's something there, but we can't perceive it with anything. Like we know there's items of very large mass that comprise of most of the universe, but we have no idea what it is. Like I think there's stuff that's outside of our perception that could be what we understand. Cameron, to your comment earlier of like fallen angels, or we know there are other races and species of intelligent beings that God created, right? The Bible's extremely clear about that. Even among angels, who the Bible has somewhat limited information about, we know there are sort of races of angels and types, seraphim and cherubim. We know that we aren't that when it comes to intelligent creation by God. We also know that those creations throughout the Bible have interacted and intersected with humanity. Now, by means of technology or what we perceive as technology, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like if you read the book of Ezekiel, there's a very famous passage where he describes something that a lot of people sounds like a flying saucer. Again, I'm not suggesting it is, but that's kind of my third.
To your point, the spirit realm thing of like, some demons in the New Testament got cast into pigs, or they embodied our physical bodies and we don't see them. But then like angels appeared and they were terrifying looking and they said, no, don't be afraid. I mean, like, so all of a sudden supernatural beings coming into the natural and in and out and stuff like that. Like it's a both and, not neither or. So the fact that we could physically see something that is supernatural is clearly stated all over the Bible.
Well, and not only that, there were times when, those supernatural beings literally physically interacted with humans. I mean, that's the reason for the flood was because there was interbreeding between angels and humans, and that spawned races of giants that were taking over humanity. I mean, that's in the Old Testament, I think the fourth and least probable.
You know what was crazy is they were so big and they were so terrifying, but they didn't know how to swim. So God was like, "I got you. I got this. It's the
plot of
water
of signs. M. Night Shyamalan. It's just water. Just throw a glass of water on them. You can avert an alien invasion. I think those are kind of like three theories. I think the fourth is the most improbable, but I've seen kind of floating out there is that there is like a breakout, a sector of humanity that is highly advanced, that's kind of been flying under the radar for a long time, that has in possession of secret technology and is hiding it from the rest of the world. I think that's the least probable and least likely.
That's a Marvel movie, ain't it?
I saw a Nicolas Cage movie. He was on the search for it. It was written on the back of the Declaration of Independence, and then he found it. And Mount Rushmore, I think, is their headquarters inside because it's hollow. And then that's where they're launching all the balls from.
But this is the lizard people thing, right? Where people believe that lizard people are in control of our government.
I mean, some people. Some people think it's some sort of secret society like the Rosicrucians or someone like that who has been in possession of sort of this. What medieval kind of society, or like Francis Bacon and all that, like considered alchemy or again, I think that one is more just kind of the realm of internet conspiracies and fiction, kind of Dan Brown, style.
Got you.
I think the reason I think this is interesting for a lot of reasons, but particularly in the context of like our show and our approach to things. And I've said this before, I feel like there's going to be some sort of disclosure about whether it's, kind of terrestrial technology that alters our perception of how the natural world works, or the disclosure that not only are we not alone, but our species might be, interacting with some sort of other created intelligent being. I think both of those, one of those is probably going to be the case here. And I think the church needs to aggressively be prepared to address major questions that I think are coming sooner rather than later when it comes to people demanding answers from spiritual authorities. Personally, I do think we're not that far away from these questions becoming more and more prominent.
That's going to be a sad sight because you got Pastor Smith, who don't really know much outside of the Bible, out here trying to talk about quantum physics and dark matter and teleportations, and it's just like y'all just got to leave Pastor Smith alone, y'all, for real. We don't have to find some actual experts.
Pastor Smith needs to find somebody who's an expert and has a faith, sees the world through the lens of faith, and ask him.
We need more Christians in the sciences, that's for sure. But there are organizations like BioLogos and others that do talk about the intersection of faith and science, and that's an important conversation that the church needs to pay attention to, for sure.
But even in the kind of conventional science community, this topic's been pretty taboo, and I think we have to be prepared to be able to address a topic that is very kind of weird and off-putting to a lot of people, because I do feel like these stories are going to become more and more prominent, especially as more and more kind of whistleblowers come forward.
Well, Jesse, I am doing my best to be prepared, as you just said, for the impending invasion. And I've dug a big hole under my house, and I'm stocking it with a lot of cans.
That's what I recommend.
Things.
I would,
sir.
Unfortunately, digging a big hole under your house in Florida, it turned into an indoor pool, and my house collapsed and is now floating in the sinkhole.
The water table's pretty high there.
Pretty high here.
I would caution.
You go about a foot down and you realize we're floating. All right. What do you have, Derek?
So we're gonna go to Twitter. As we all know, first off, how's everybody been feeling about Twitter? Do you use it? Do you not use it?
I have not used Twitter in years.
I use it every day. I mean, I don't post, but I'm on it.
Yeah,
probably more than any other platform. Yeah.
So, there's a Twitter Blue situation. Elon Musk bought it. Was it last year? Did he buy it? Was it last year that he bought it for a lot of money?
Way too much.
Well, one of the big things was Twitter Blue is going to allow you to have access to be able to have your tweets pushed out in front of more people. You made verification for all people. But one of the things that he also said is that he's going to make sure that he protects free speech. And the first thing people asked was, well, what about hate speech? He's like, well, we have a way we're going to deal with that. Well, way's not going too well because there's been a huge rise, apparently, in hate speech. Now, I have to take this with a grain of salt because what some people consider hate speech is not always hate speech. But, I mean, the Center for Countering Digital Hate, I think they know what hate speech is. Mm-hmm. They raised about 100 tweets from Twitter Blue users that had legitimate hate speech and said 99% of those did not come down at any point.
Crazy. 99% of hate speech tweets are not being pulled down.
They didn't come down at any point. If you're a Twitter Blue user, if you're not a Twitter Blue user, your stuff just goes into oblivion anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't even matter. But
That's
for
crazy.
those that are subscribed to Twitter Blue, like one of the tweets they flagged was someone wanting violence against migrants. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't take the tweet down. So I don't know what old Elon got going over there, but he probably needs to start working on that. I think it's one of the things where you could swing the pendulum too far. Mm-hmm. The fear was that Jack was controlling a lot of people, but you can also swing the pendulum to where it's anarchy, and then that's going to in turn hurt your business just all around because it'll hurt the experience.
Well, their advertising has dropped 68% or something. It's in the 60s.
Wow.
Since
That's
he's
crazy.
taken over. And I mean, he was trying to raise revenue, not make it go down 70%. But for me, like the key to Twitter for me is only follow comedians and basketball people. And then you're going to have a pleasant experience. And that's
Facts.
what I do.
That's me. Me too, man.
Same, man.
Like I follow my friends, comedians, and sports. That's it. I don't care about nothing else.
And that's why I like it, because it keeps me in the know about the stuff I care about. And plus I get, funny jokes. So it's like, but yeah, most people on Twitter seeing just absolute horrible things. I'm like, oh, really? Well, that's not my experience at all.
But not only that, like maybe this is more about me and what the algorithm knows. I get a lot of like random like fight videos and
videos,
and like just outrageous. Like I think it's more just like outrageous internet videos just randomly show up. It's like, well, I didn't need to see this shoplifting go wrong at first thing when I woke up this morning. But it does seem like a lot of those are popping up. I don't know if that's just them like gaming the feed a little for engagement or what. Have you guys noticed that? Just random shock videos just pop up. Yeah.
There's random videos of somebody getting punched in the face. You just like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like as soon as you swipe, that bug is like, bow. And then like, what?
He was ordering his 10-piece nuggets, and they ran out of nuggets, and he jumps over the counter. Like he's just beating this poor minimum wage worker.
Like I feel like there's a pie chart on, and it's like one slice of the pie is like people you follow. The other slice of the pie is like interesting things happen in sports. Then it's like the other two slices are weird fast food fight videos and Karen going crazy video, like crazy Karen's videos. Like
bruh,
that is
so
that is all
Karen videos, bro.
It's like I'm scrolling. I want to see live reactions to the NBA finals. And all of a sudden I got some lady freaking out at a teenager at a boat rental store. And you know what? I'm here for it.
Okay. But that boat rental manager was hilarious. The lady was like,
she dipped under the,
she's like, I want to speak to your manager. And the girl squats behind the counter, does a spin and comes up and says, yes, may I help you? The lady lost her mind.
Wait a second. I need to see that.
It's about 60% of the content on Twitter is crazy Karen videos.
And the lady was wanting to rent a yacht. She just walked in and said, I want to rent one of your yachts. And the lady and the girl behind the counter is telling her, we don't have any yachts for rent. I'm sorry, you have to reserve them. And the lady's screaming, pointing out to the marina, there's boats all over the marina. The lady goes calmly, ma'am, those belong to people. Like I can't rent you somebody else's boat. The woman just lost her mind.
This thing.
Oh, it's actually really funny because the worker trolled her pretty hard. It's pretty great. All right, what do you have, Jamie?
Okay, well, maybe that lady needs to maybe visit a local church because there's a new study right now put out by Barna, and their study says that a majority of Christians, 52%, so just over a majority, believe that the church should provide counseling services to members.
Oh, yeah.
However, only 31% of pastors agree with this statement. So when I first saw that, it got me thinking, a lot of times when you're talking about mental health, people will talk down towards churches and say, hey, you are not a mental health provider. You need to send people to get real help, be the church. And on one hand, we can all say oh, there are some situations where pastors should not be counseling this person. They need to go see a psychiatrist. But actually, the study is saying that a majority of Christians believe the church should provide counseling services to their church members. But the pastors are more likely to see the church's role as being primarily focused on evangelism and discipleship. It's not that they don't think that they should. They just think it's lower on their priority list. And Brittany Moses talked to you guys at Relevant. She said, before we had institutionalized healthcare, the monasteries were converted into places of care where they took care of the travelers and the mentally and physically sick. The church always had this community role in supporting those who were struggling or battling illness. And I think that rings true today. So I found it interesting that you have majority of Christians saying, hey, our church needs to provide more, and pastors saying that's kind of lower on our priority list.
I mentioned the Hillsong Doc episode 4. Carl talked about his rehabs and therapy stuff after all the scandal came out, and he actually did a great job talking about the difference between trying to pray away your lust temptations, and then let's talk about your brain chemistry and your trauma that's unhealed and stuff like that. And it's both and it's prayer and psychology, and the church needs to. I really feel the church needs to embrace it. I'm on the side of those people. And not the pastors. Come on, pastors, get on the boat.
I think it's interesting too. Jamie said they're more focused on evangelism and discipleship. The distinction between counseling and discipleship, that they delineate those two, seems interesting to me because I think good counseling ultimately is a form of discipleship training. You know what I mean? It's supposed to make you somewhat more self-aware, which ideally would make you realize more of what you need God's, kind of, if it's bringing you closer to God in any way, whether that's, morally or emotionally, I feel like that should be a form of discipleship. It's interesting they would make that distinction,
I think it comes down to a little bit of nuance with I see a counselor personally, but I don't need a psychiatrist right now in my life, but I have seen a psychiatrist before, but I think those would be two different,
Why? What happened? What was the reason?
When I was 12. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm joking. Don't go there.
Derek. No, but that's what I'm saying is that I think that the church, yes, we need to be providing counseling services for our members 100%. And at the same time, when there are bigger, larger needs, we need to be willing to say, you need to go see somebody who's more qualified to deal with this than I am qualified because I have a DMIV or whatever it's called from its Yelp. Yeah.
The difference is the psychologists can prescribe. They use, it's more the medical approach and scientific approach about brain and chemistry and all that stuff. We need both. Yeah,
and we need the church to step up where they can do what they can do well.
Come on. Right. All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. You can check out more at relevantmagazine.com. We're posting them every day. Stay tuned. Up next, Mark Batterson joins us. You're listening to Beach Fossils. The song is Sleeping on My Own. Oh, it's a story about me. Beach Fossils, not to be confused with our previous break artist, The Beaches. So those are good beaches where it's fresh sand. And then this one is where there's a lot of fossils on the beach. It would hurt your feet if you're walking around. You don't want that. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence.
We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Well, our guest today is Mark Batterson. He's the pastor of National Community Church in Washington, D.C. He's also the author of a ton of books. But his latest is called Please, Sorry, Thanks. He sat down with our very own downtown Emily Brown to discuss how these three simple words have the power to change all parts of our life and the world around us. Here's our conversation with Mark Batterson.
Where did the message for your book come from?
Yeah. Well, I think many of us remember our parents teaching us about the three magic words: please, sorry, thanks. And so even from childhood, we recognize how significant these words are. But I never took a class in please or a class in sorry or a class in thanks. And I felt like we could maybe talk more about the art and science of these three words and their importance. You know, this is a pretty all-encompassing statement, but I really believe that the greatest predictor of success in life, in love, and in leadership is our proficiency at please, sorry, and thanks. Nothing opens doors like please. Nothing mends fences like sorry. Nothing builds bridges like thanks. And so a PhD is great. Like, it might get you in the door, and I'm all for education, but PST, please, sorry, thanks, is probably going to be what gets you the promotion. It's going to help you win friends and influence people. And at the end of the day, it's an expression of emotional intelligence that I think is so critical in our relationships. And I would dare say, even in this cultural moment, we could afford a rising tide of please, sorry, and thanks.
A lot of people would hear this and say, absolutely, we should be saying please, sorry, thanks, we should be doing this. And you even mentioned, like from a young age, a lot of us have been taught that. But I think so many people get to a point where they're sort of going through the motions, and they say these words, but they don't actually mean them. And so how can we kind of check ourselves to make sure we're not just going through the motions of this?
Yeah. These words are only as effective as they are authentic. And so I want my sorry to carry some weight, to be meaningful. Otherwise, it's an empty apology, and you actually break down trust because you didn't really mean it. You know, it's kind of the I'm sorry, not sorry, which happens a lot. So I think what I try to do is you have to personalize your please. You have to thumbprint your thanks. You have to signature your sorry and make those unique expressions of who you are. And I could give a lot of examples, but you know, I have, there's someone who, when they write a thank you note, they don't just write a thank you note, they send a pack of baseball cards, which I think is hilarious because I haven't traded baseball cards since I was a little kid. but it's a good example of like, you're going to remember that because it has a little extra touch to it. And so I think finding ways to make it meaningful, finding ways to say sorry that are meaningful. The only limit is our creativity. And so I actually think creativity is key when it comes to please, sorry, and thanks. And, I share a lot of examples in the book, but, I bet a lot of listeners will know the name Bob Goff. Bob is a friend, and I'll never forget visiting his lodge in Canada, and the way that he welcomed us. He didn't just stand on the dock and say, welcome. He somehow got a marching band, fully uniformed, on a flatbed boat, towing water skiers, playing music as a way of saying, welcome. Now that's over the top. I don't know that you have to go to that length. But then when he says goodbye, he runs down the dock and jumps into the water fully clothed, which I think is hilarious. And so what I'm talking about is just putting your fingerprint on the way that you live your life, on the way that you say please, sorry, and thanks. And I might add to that the way that you say hello and goodbye.
These words, please, sorry, and thanks, I think they really do help humanize the person that we're talking with, which I think is what you're kind of getting at, is that we have to see each other as humans and treat each other as human beings.
Emily, I would, if I had my way, everybody would carry around their kindergarten picture, their 5-year-old self. And when things get heated or you start getting frustrated with someone, just pull out that 5-year-old picture, because all of us have an inner child. All of us have a history. And I think we're awfully quick to write people off. And I think we would probably be a healthier and holier culture if we understood that everybody has a backstory, and to really understand that a lot of their actions or reactions, or maybe even overreactions, they're projecting some past tense pain. And that may not excuse the behavior, but at least it helps me understand where it's coming from. And so I think we've got to do a little bit better job at getting to know each other. And in some ways, that's harder and harder in a digital space, because let's be honest, most of us filter our pictures and we post the best ones. And so what happens is we kind of create this facade, this persona, so to speak. And I am not anti-technology. I think we have to use our digital devices for discipleship purposes, but there is no replacement just for the good old-fashioned face-to-face, in-person kind of relationship where we can grow together and challenge each other.
That was Mark Batterson. Make sure to check out his new book, Please, Sorry, Thanks. It's out now. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's You Are the Father.
Pink lemonade in my left hand, weight of the world in my right. Pick me up after my crash landing, can get me back in the sky. Pink lemonade in my left hand, voices in the back of my mind, saying I'm headed for a crash landing, but this ain't like last time. Pink lemonade in my, pull up to the party, I'm a hot mess. But I could get it started with a lot less sugar in my cup. Turn the music up, I've been through enough. Let me just above the scratches that was up in the trunk. I lost the horizon, I'll swallow my pride, and I'll start keeping track of the crashes I pilot. Static makes it sound like no one's listening, but I keep finding heaven in the little things. If I can find a little light in the dark.
You're listening to Peabod. The song is Pink Lemonade. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's Soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it's time for
You Are the Father.
You Are the Father. It's it's Father's
Sounds like
Day
a Jerry
week.
Springer game.
Yeah, in honor of the late great Jerry Springer. No, it's father trivia, pop culture father trivia to celebrate Father's Day this weekend. If you're not, I know there's a lot of people have daddy issues. Just say Happy Father's Day to your dad. Just break the ice. Come on, life's too short, people. All right, here we go. You Are the Father. It's going to be just open-ended. There's not multiple choice. It's going to be questions that I ask you guys about TV fathers. That's it, TV fathers.
Okay.
We have multiple rounds. Here we go. Jesse, you're up first. How many dads can you name from Modern Family?
I can name Phil Dunphy. I can name Cam. I can name what's Tyler? Cam, Bill. What's the dude?
You said the actor's name. Mitchell. Mitchell is
Mitchell.
the
Cam, Mitch,
name.
and I can't remember the patriarch of the family's name.
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy. What's his name? Jay Pritchard. Darn it. Yeah, that's pretty weak.
There's one more. There's one more. There's one more.
Who am I missing?
I don't know. I've never heard of this person. His name is Frank. I don't know who Frank is, but he's on the list. Phil, Jay, Mitchell, Cameron, and Frank. Frank is Phil's dad. That's who he is.
Oh, Fred Willard. Who's
Fred Willard.
I love
Fred
Willard. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, 0 points.
Christopher Guest.
Good effort, though. All right, Derek, you're up. At the end of the series, how many men from the main cast of Friends have become fathers? By the end of the series, how many men of the main friend group of Friends have become fathers?
3.
The answer's 2. I know you're a big Friends fan, so I figured you would get that. But the
I've
answer's
not
the other
seen
one? Ross and who?
episode in my entire life.
Chandler. Didn't
Joey?
they have no,
Chandler? I don't
Chandler
know.
and Monica.
Chandler and Monica?
The
Okay.
final episode, they had like a stroller in front of them because they were moving to the suburbs.
Okay.
Remember? Yeah. Okay, Jamie. Danny Tanner of Full House is obsessed with what?
Danny Tanner is the oldest or the middle one?
Danny Tanner is the dad of the girls.
Oh, I thought it was one of the girls. I don't know. He's obsessed with cars.
Cleaning. Remember, he was like OCD about.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. All right, Jesse. How many? Terrible first round, by the way. 0 points awarded.
Sorry.
How many
Sorry,
children
guys.
does Michael Scott have at the end of The Office? Last episode of The
2.
Office. Great finale.
2.
The answer is 4. He had 4 kids. He had 4 kids by the end.
How much time has transpired?
That's what I'm saying. I think it was like 10 years later. I don't know. I don't know. They were busy.
Yeah.
All right, Derek. What is Philip Banks's, also known as Uncle Phil, profession on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Lawyer, then.
No.
I only know him as a
I
lawyer.
just know him as a lawyer.
Judge. He became a judge.
Judge, yeah. Duh.
Judge.
Yeah, duh.
First few seasons, he was a lawyer, and then he ran for judge,
Then
and
he
he was a
goes to
judge the rest of the show. Yeah. All right, Jamie. Can you name either of the teams coached by Eric Taylor on Friday Night Lights? Either of the teams.
Yes.
I need school name and mascot name.
If I don't get this, I literally... You're freaking kidding me, Jamie Ivy. Well, in real life, I think it was Odessa Panthers, like what the book was written after. But this is Friday Night Lights. Oh my gosh. Just give me a hint. You don't have to give me a point, but just give me a hint because I like to know it.
It's the last name of a famous folk singer. Maybe the most famous folk singer. She asked for a hint.
I'm embarrassed right now. This
He
is the most
coached two
embarrassed I've ever been on
teams.
the show.
The Dillon Panthers and the East Dillon Lions.
Oh gosh, yes, thank you.
There you go. All right. Terrible second round. Third round. Here we go.
embarrassed.
Jesse, you're up.
What are you talking about? I got a point.
You got half. You said lawyer, but you didn't say judge. All right, I'll
He
give
was
you
a
half.
lawyer.
You know what? I will give you half a point. So Derek's in the lead with 1/2 of 1 point. All right,
Hey,
so
look,
anybody's
man,
game.
I'll take it. A win
Here
is a
we go.
win.
Here we go. Last round. Jesse, can you name the 2 long-running shows in which Jerry Stiller played a dad?
I can. The first one is Seinfeld, where he played Frank Costanza, and the second is King of Queens, where he played, the wife's father.
That's absolutely true. Carrie's father.
Good job.
But you know what's funny is in the show notes here, Emily helped me out and put this game together. And she wrote Seinfeld and Everybody Loves Raymond. And I'm like going, this is not correct. So yeah, it's King of Queens.
and in real life, he's actually a famous father too. His son is Ben Stiller,
Correct. That's right. All right, Derek, here we go. You're now not in the lead because he's just got 1 point. What
crap.
was the nickname of the TV dad on Home Improvement? Main actor. Yes. Home Improvement, main actor. What was
The
his
Tool
name?
Man.
Right. First and last name.
Wow. Oh,
First and
Tim
last
the
name
Tool
around
Man.
that.
Tim the Tool Man.
Boom! He got it. There you go. He's back in the lead.
job.
1/2 points. Jamie, there's no way you can win. Here we go.
Awesome,
What
thank
is
you.
Homer Simpson's iconic catchphrase?
I've never seen The Simpsons.
What? You got to know this though. Homer Simpson.
You'll know
Homer
this
Simpson, the dad. Is that the
Yeah.
dad? Obviously, he would say, "I don't know, guys. I was
Pretend
around
he
watch
banged
Simpson."
his shin on a coffee table. What would he say?
Oh, shiesties.
Mother of no, I'm just no. Don't
Oh,
Don't-
Shiesties. Don't.
Oh,
There you go.
that was pretty good, Derek.
Okay.
Derek, that was
is
pretty
a good one.
impressive.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. Well, there you go. Derek is the winner of
You are the father.
Jerry Springer style. We're bringing out your wife. Big news today. You are the father. No, sorry. I was making things.
Oh, I don't know,
Congratulations.
man. Chill out.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Your third one's on the way. Happy Father's Day, buddy.
No,
All right, I'm kidding.
sir, ski.
Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Mark Batterson for joining us today. Make sure to check out his book, Please, Sorry, Thanks, today. Hey, if you're a Relevant Plus subscriber, make sure to check out your enhanced, beautifully designed digital edition of the magazine. Relevant Plus subscribers get access to that, as well as exclusive features, ad-free viewing at relevantmagazine.com, unlimited, by the way, an ad-free version of this podcast, an exclusive weekly subscriber podcast, and more. Check out all the info at the Relevant Plus tab at relevantmagazine.com. Plans start as low as $250 a month, and it's the best way to experience our content. Also, if you like the music that we play here on the show, check out our Spotify playlist. It's called Heard on the Relevant Podcast. It's great. We also have a worship playlist, a hip hop playlist, indie playlist that we update regularly. The Heard on the Relevant Podcast playlist is updated weekly, though. Check it out. Subscribe. It's free. Why not? Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivy.
And I'm the dad, Derek Marner.
We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone.
for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
SoundCloud's private, right? We don't got to worry about that. That's just between us girls. Okay. Got it.
Relevant Podcast Network.